Today we got a special guest, an actor who portrays the great Larry Bird, I should say. On the hit new show, Winning Time, we got Sean Patrick Small on the Technical File podcast today. Sean, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Just out here trying to watch these games, get this, interview down. And First of all, I'm very thankful for you taking your time out of your day and joining me on this pod. I really do appreciate that. So I want to let you know, for real, for real. So
yeah, no, thank you for having me. This will be fun.
Most def. First and foremost, man, I really do want to know what got you into this acting career. Not just acting, but also the writing aspect to acting too.
Yeah. Back in high school, I had a couple friends that were in the advanced acting class, and I just on a whim was like, yeah, I should just take acting one as an elective, and kind of just fell in love with it. Started in theater, did a short film when I went to college at Davis, and then kind of got intrigued with the behind the camera stuff as well. Worked with that same director on like a really short independent film where I got to be like first AC, second AD, key grip, like all these different hats. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to get into film, no matter if it's acting or working behind the camera or whatever. And then when I was at USC, that's when I kind of fell in love with writing. I'd always liked telling stories. That's kind of why I liked acting so much. But I just hadn't been writing it down. And by the end of that, like time at USC, I was like, all right, how do I, create something that I can act and write for as well? And, I'd heard people say like, I look like Larry Bird. I wore 33 in high school when I was playing basketball. So I was like, all right, let's see if he has like an interesting story. Right. So I read When March Went Mad. I was like, oh, wow. He has a lot to write about. So I wrote that miniseries, was pitching that and stuff. And then that's kind of what brought on my audition for Winning Time.
Yeah. Can you touch on the miniseries that you were working on prior to getting on Winning Time?
Yeah. So I started writing that in like 2014. It was initially as like a Larry Bird biopic. The first draft came out to be like 180 pages, which no one would read in Hollywood, obviously, because that's just too long. I narrowed that down to 120. And then people were giving me feedback, like, if you're doing something with Larry Bird, like magic has to be there, right? Because what I was writing about was their high school years to the 79 championship game. So it's like their upbringing and then how their rivalry started. So that was really fun to do. I mean, it's been 7-8 years since I started that, and we got Thomas Carter attached, who is an Emmy-winning director and directed Coach Carter, which is still one of my favorite basketball films. And so yeah, it's been a whirlwind of Larry Bird madness.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, you do look just like him.
Yeah.
But you said you played basketball. Was it just in high school, or did you also play in college as well?
I didn't play like, actual college basketball, but I was intramural, been playing rec ever since, getting back into it now. So
yeah, okay. All right. I see you getting back into it, watching the show. But I mean, let's stay on the topic here. Winning Time. They originally had another person casted for the role as Larry Bird. They did a recast. How hard was it to get, Larry Bird's swagger and his speech after they had selected you?
Yeah. I mean, that was the hardest part, right? Because I already had all the research pretty much down. So it was really the physicality and the accent. And I mean, shout out to Edon Ravine, who was our basketball trainer. He like legit just turned me into the silhouette of Bird on the court, which having that Bird swagger on the court really just, it transitioned into off the court stuff seamlessly. But yeah, I've been kind of saying like, I talk a little trash when I'm on the court, but not really. I'm more of like I'll stare you down type of thing, not verbally say it. But just kind of being able to amplify that, whether it's in scenes that, it's a press conference scene, or if it's a scene on the court, like that's just Larry Bird in the sense of like his competitive edge that I really wanted to portray.
Yeah, that first scene where they catch you. I mean, there's a spoiler alert here for those of you guys who haven't caught up yet. But that first scene where you get shown on Winning Time, spitting the tobacco out. Was there
Yeah.
like how many takes did that take? And did you have a couple bloopers where you couldn't contain yourself, or was it just like one quick take? It was hilarious for me. I was, laughing.
Yeah. Well, it was fun because it kind of, the camera would start from bottom to top. So obviously, they did the close up of the boots and the back of the head and all that stuff. So it was nice because those takes helped me get into the character even more. So by the time that my face was on camera, I was just like, I was set in it.
Awesome.
Funny thing with like the tobacco spit was there was one take where they're like, all right, we want you to have, a little more spit to spit out. So it's like way more visible. And I'm just like nodding my head because as they're talking, the saliva is like growing in my mouth.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you ready to go? And I'm like, mm-hmm. Yep. They're like, all right, roll the cameras.
Now that was actual tobacco, or was it just like,
It was like the herbal tobacco.
Okay.
So like no nicotine or anything like that. But
Okay. Yeah. You guys have been getting a lot of backlash, man. All right. Magic Johnson said he gave his 2 cents on the show. Now you got Jerry West talking about how he feels like he's getting reenacted and how he's gonna take some action towards that. Do you think, regardless of the negativity that you guys are getting, you think the show is still gonna do great? It's entertaining, super entertaining, by the way. And you're doing a great job. So do you think with all that negativity being thrown at you guys, the show will, kind of be tarnished, or you think that it'll still do great in numbers?
I don't think that it'll be tarnished. And I think, it's hard when, Quincy Isaiah, who plays Magic, has said this so brilliantly, where it's like, it's hard to watch yourself be shown, like your life being shown in a different perspective, right? And like the things that are the title cards put in the beginning and the end of the show, where it's a dramatization of this stuff. So I totally get kind of where they're coming from, and we're not making it from a place of malice, right? We're making it from a place of, we're trying to show the humanity of these characters, and maybe some things are dramatized and they're not going to like it. But no, I don't think it'll be tarnished because of that. I mean, if anything, any publicity is good publicity, right?
That's what I'm saying. You guys,
right?
you're getting a lot of publicity
I mean,
just off of what Jerry West said.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks, like, our numbers have increased every single week. So,
yep. Yeah, no, that's good. I mean,
yeah.
As long as Larry Bird isn't saying anything so far, you're
right.
good.
And I don't think he will, but I mean, hopefully he's just like, all right, he got the grit down a little bit, and
yeah, for sure. So is it like a 10 episode season, or is it kind of
10 episodes?
Oh, 10 episodes. Okay. All right. I just wanted to know. Will there be a season 2?
Yeah, we got renewed. I think it was a couple weeks ago. So season 2 is
awesome.
Started, and hopefully we'll be back up in training very shortly.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good news. That's great news for me and for a lot of other fans watching. So, did you grow up watching the NBA? And if you did you grow up a Celtics fan, or another, you follow another team, or you probably just didn't care?
Yeah. I'm originally from the Bay Area, so I grew up a Warrior fan. So I always like preface that, because when I say I'm a Warrior fan today, especially living in LA, they're like, oh, you're just like a bandwagon Warrior fan, right? And I'm like, no, I went through like the Gilbert Arenas, Antoine Jameson, like, O'Donnell Foyle, Jason Richardson years.
Yeah.
And then finally getting to the We Believe season was like insane. And
Steven Jackson, all those guys.
Yeah. Al Harrington, Baron David. I mean, that whole team was so fun to watch with Monte. But yeah, I grew up loving the Warriors, and you know, now I get to double down on my rivalry with the Lakers by being a part Celtics fan at the same time.
I mean, first of all, the makeup crew, they got you right, man. I'm not kidding.
Killer.
Like when you
Yeah.
look at like everyone on that who was casted, it's just like, yo, that looks just
Yeah.
like Magic Johnson. That looks just like Larry Bird. How long did it take the makeup crew to get you guys looking right?
For me, it wasn't, I mean, it was still like an hour 15 every day. But I don't know. For me, I'm like, that's not that long in the hair and makeup trailer.
Yeah.
I know some guys were in there for a while. I mean, the biggest thing for timing wise is like covering up tattoos and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's why they would be in there for long. But like my hair would take like 15 minutes and then like makeup would be like 45. And, you know, my makeup person, Corinne, would sometimes be like, I could do this all day and get like super nitpicky about it, but like you just have to go to set.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, they got you guys looking right, man.
Yeah,
So big ups to the makeup crew out there.
for real. They
Hopefully,
should they're gonna be winning a bunch of awards if
oh
I mean they
man, knock
should
on
be,
wood.
so
Wherever the wood is, knock on wood
they
for
should
real.
be, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a couple quick hitters before we go.
Yeah, let's do
Uh,
it.
what's your favorite movie growing up, or favorite movies? I should say. It's not just
Yeah.
one.
Um, I like a lot of dark movies. So like Taxi Driver by Scorsese is one of my favorite. Uh, The Dark Knight is one of my favorite actually, because Heath Ledger's performance in that is just like super inspiring to me.
Amazing.
Um, you know, and like the classics like The Godfathers and I'm trying to think of, yeah, Goodfellas, The Departed. I watch The Departed every year on St. Patrick's Day. That's like my annual tradition. So
Every St. Patrick's Day.
yeah, I mean, I started it like 4 years ago. So
do you have a certain time of the day that you watch it, or is it just like
just
whenever?
like after work, just plop on the couch and just
Nice.
turn it on. Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Good list you got.
Yeah.
Favorite cast member on Winning Time to work with?
Ooh.
Put you on the spot here.
Well, to work with that one
The
makes it easy.
chemistry or favorite
Yeah.
member off.
I mean, I can't pick like a favorite member of Winning Time. I mean, I did most of my stuff with Quincy, so the chemistry there on screen was the best with that. But everyone on set was incredible. I mean, I've developed like a core group of friends that I didn't have before this, and it's like I was thrown into their shooting schedule like almost like 3 or 4 months into when they were shooting. And they were just so welcoming. And I was like, oh, great. You know, we still get dinners together. We get drinks. We hang out. So it really is like a tight knit family.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have a cast that, you know, gels together on and off the screen, you know, behind the screen. One thing you could never go a day without, no matter what.
Ooh. Damn, that's a hard one.
Yeah. Could be anything.
Probably well, right now, I mean, I'm married, so I can't go a day without, you know, talking to my wife. So I'll say that and not get in trouble.
That's facts. Good answer. Good answer. Great answer. Oh man, that's great. Sean, man, before I let you go, can you tell the listeners and the viewers what's next for you?
Yeah, I mean, we're still, you know, pitching that Bird and Magic miniseries. Still out there auditioning and just writing a bunch of scripts. So hopefully you'll see either my face or name out there for writing credits moving forward.
And possible awards, man. Because
yeah, hopefully. I mean, as long as Winning Time's still going, you'll see Larry Bird as well. So that'll be fun.
This show alone, I feel like is going to open up a lot of doors for a lot of you actors and actresses on the show. So, but big ups to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I really do appreciate you for joining us here on Technical File Podcast. If you guys have not watched the show, watch it on HBO. HBO Now. Am I right? HBO Now.
HBO too? Max, yeah.
HBO Max. Okay.
Yeah.
HBO Max. Hey, do they have a free trial on that or not?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I just have mine, so I'm just like, you know, going on and
take the time to watch it. don't watch it around your kids. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's it. Sean Patrick Small joining us here. Appreciate you. You have a good one, my guy.
Hey, thank you. You too.
Yes, sir. Take care. Peace.
See ya.